I'm Hannah. I'm the speech language pathology graduate student clinician that's working with your child. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Okay, so today we're gonna go over your daughter's speech. So we're gonna be talking about case history, assessments, and my recommendations, and then questions, okay?
Okay.
All right, so for case history, the first question that I have is, has she always been hard to understand?
Yes.
Yeah? All right, is it getting any better?
No, not really.
No? All right. Another thing that I have on here is that your other child gets speech therapy at school. What do they get speech therapy for specifically?
Speech error.
Speech errors? Okay. Another thing that I have on here is that she has had a lot of ear infections, that they were chronic. Was this more for as a baby, or does she still get them?
And she was a baby.
And she's a baby, okay. Also, I have noted that she was seen by a speech language pathologist when she was 3, but she was considered ineligible for services. Is that correct?
It is.
Okay, thank you. All right. And I have on here that she notices her speech sound errors and she gets frustrated with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so next we're going to go over testing. So for formal testing, we did the Goldman-Fristow test of articulation 3. Okay. And this is a test of articulation, which is how well that they can say the words and how they move their articulators, which is the lips and tongue and mouth.
Okay.
Okay. So what we did was I showed her a picture of all these words and I asked her to say them. Okay. And in these boxes are where I wrote down the errors. Okay, in the initial, medial, and final position. So this is the beginning, middle, and end sounds of a word. Okay? So.
Is that what this one is as well?
Yes, this one is similar. This one explains where the errors were made.
Okay.
Okay. So if we're looking at the chart, you can see here that majority of her errors were in the S, F, Z, SH, and CH sounds. And all of those sounds were made in the initial, medial, and final position of words. Okay. So for her overall test, she got a 40 standard score. And I think this is because of those 5 sounds being in all 3 positions and them being pretty consistent. And 40 is 4 standard deviations below the average, which means she's not speaking like her peers.
Understood.
Okay. All right, so for informal testing, I looked at her expressive language, which is how well that she can express her thoughts and wants and needs, and she was able to say things to me and everything like that, so she was good for that. And then for receptive language is how well she understands what others are saying, and whenever I was asking her what the pictures were, she was able to tell me, so she understood what I was saying to her.
Okay.
And then for voice, this is how well she sounds, and her voice wasn't raspy or anything like that, wasn't hoarse or anything, so that was good. And then fluency is how well the rhythm of speech goes. So I didn't hear any unnecessary pausing or stutters or anything like that. So that's good.
Okay.
And then in the case history, it says her feeding was good, that she didn't have any picky eating or anything like that. So that's good. And then last is social communication, which is like the unspoken rules of talking, like when like turn taking and eye contact and things like that. And I think that's one of her strong suits because she's in clubs and she likes to hang out with her friends and things like that, which is really good.
Yeah.
Okay. So for my recommendations, I do recommend that she goes to speech therapy, and I recommend that they use the cycles approach, because that is a very thorough approach and it works on each sound individually. So for about 1 hour, they'll work on one sound error and then go to the next one and the next one. And that's why it's called cycles, because it just keeps going and going like that.
Understood.
Yeah? All right. So do you have any questions for me?
So with this psychotherapy, will my child improve?
I think she will improve. She's very motivated, which is really good, and that helps a lot. So I think she'll be able to improve because she wants to.
Gotcha. And one more. What would like the environment of this therapy look like for my child?
So she would go in with the speech pathologist into the office or the classroom or wherever the environment is, and they'll have like a little conversation, just, you know, normal things, and then they'll start with the therapy. So they'll go over some words and figure out which sounds that she really needs help with, and then go over those sounds and make sure that she's improving from there.
Understood.
All right, that's it.
Alrighty.